Hello and welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. I am all cozied up today because it's rainy and very cold here today in Georgia. Plus, I'm wearing super comfy clothes because I'm in my luteal phase. And during my luteal phase, I want all the comfort and all of the relaxation and all of the rest as possible. So, as I said, welcome. You are at the Sync Your Foods with your cycle masterclass. This is the recording of this masterclass that was actually live yesterday. I decided to re-record because I was having some technical difficulties yesterday with being able to share my screen. So I decided to scrap that one and re-record this one so that you have a more clear and concise presentation or masterclass. So I'm so happy and grateful to have you here with me today, checking out this recording. And I'm going to be very honest, this is my first time, well, technically second time going through this masterclass. So I am a little nervous, but I'm super excited to be sharing this information with you today and have you be some of the first women to intake and immerse yourself in this new learning. So I just want to honor you for being here today and extend my feelings of appreciation and gratitude towards you for taking the time out of your busy, chaotic schedule, I can imagine, to watch this and immerse yourself in this new learning and take that next step in creating a lifestyle that works for you, one that helps you feel better, one that takes your hormones into account, and one that simplifies the process of healthy living. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for being here today. I really appreciate you. I am going to now, fingers crossed, share my screen with you so that you can see as I'm going through this this masterclass, what I'm talking about while I'm talking, because I know visuals can be really, really helpful. So as I already said, this is the Sync Your Food with Your Cycle masterclass that I'm here sharing with you today. And I want you to know before I dive in that you're in the right place today. And you're in the right place today if you are sick of feeling stuck on your health journey, if you're constantly feeling deprived and restricted when it comes to food and what you're eating. Maybe you've hit a plateau and what worked in the past is no longer effective anymore and you're feeling kind of stuck. You're in the right place if you've tried so many diets or health programs and nothing has stuck long term. And when it comes to your health and wellness journey, you're kind of feeling like a failure. You desire to feel confident, energized, and vibrant. And you really just want to simplify a healthy lifestyle, working with your body instead of against it. So if you nodded yes or mentally said yes to any of those bullets on the last two slides, then you're in the right place. And I want you to know that this is the right masterclass for you. Even if you didn't say yes to all of them, even if just a couple of them came up, you're in the right masterclass. And again, even if you didn't say yes to any of those, this masterclass might not be applicable to your life, but it could be applicable to somebody you know and be really beneficial in their life. So stick with me, stay tuned, because I promise even no matter what, you're going to get some type of takeaway from today. So for any of you who don't know, I'm Megan Lafferty, elementary school teacher turned holistic wellness and stress management mentor and owner of Wellness and Laughter. And I'm a mom to an adorable three-nager, as my husband and I like to joke. His name is Owen, and I'm in a loving and thriving relationship for about almost 6 years now, which is crazy to think of that, with my husband, Dave. I have struggled with body image, self-esteem issues, self-confidence, my relationship with food, hormonal imbalances, and gut health issues for years. And in the last 4.5 years, I made a decision to change my health and the way I felt about my body and in my body. It was a pivotal choice that changed the course of my life and has brought me here with you today. Before I had tried everything under the sun, which I'm sure some of you can relate to help me feel better about my body, from over-exercising, calorie restriction, and even fat loss pills. And it all worked for a little while. But then I would very easily slip back into my old habits and old thought patterns, which would take me back to feeling crappy about my body. And in the end, gaining even more weight. Because at the time when I first started my health and wellness journey, it was just about losing weight. But as you'll learn more today, and as if you follow me on Instagram, you know that for me, it's not about weight loss anymore. It's about feeling good in my body and feeling well in my body and feeling strong and nourished and knowing that I am working with it and um, giving it exactly what it needs so that I can show up as my best self for my VIPs, which my VIPs are my very important people, which are Dave and Owen. So that is what my wellness journey is about now. And that is what my hope is to support other moms in being able to do that too. So I had no idea the right way to nourish and treat my body, let alone have positive, uplifting thoughts about her. I also experienced very painful periods to the point where I was like curled up in a ball, not able to move, and had to like skip out on school. And this was during high school and college. Um, I had daily headaches and I had to go see a specialist for my daily headaches and get put on medication for my headaches and constant belly bloat and stomach issues. Not to mention I had a ton of acne, and that was just, for me, I did not enjoy having all of that acne all over my face. And this was subtly and not so subtly signs that I in fact had some sort of hormonal imbalance that was happening within me. So these imbalances were actually causing me to develop stories about myself as well, telling me that I would never lose weight, that I would always feel fat in my clothes and my body, and that no one would ever love me because I wasn't able to stick with any type of diet program or regiment or routine, I guess, that would allow me to lose weight. What I didn't realize then was that I wasn't working with my body, I was working against my body. So I was causing so much friction and stress within my body that I was having problems from within and thinking that it was something that was wrong with me, when in fact it wasn't anything that I was doing wrong. It was internally, there were some things that were wrong. And I share these vulnerable thoughts with you because I know that there is someone, at least one person out there, who has felt and maybe had some similar thoughts that are consciously or even subconsciously happening within their mind, maybe on a daily basis, maybe not all the time, maybe it randomly pops up. But I want you to know that you're not alone, that I am here for you, and I have been in those shoes. And I want you to know that there's a way out and you don't have to have those constant thoughts on repeat. So, needless to say, my life has turned a corner, which is why I'm here talking with you today. I came from that woman who, quite honestly, I don't even recognize anymore, to a woman who is appreciative of her body, who loves her body wholeheartedly and all of her imperfections, and who has learned to respect it in the best possible way. That's not to say, yes, I do love my body, but at the same time, there are pieces of my body that I still want to improve on and feel stronger about. And that's okay too. That doesn't mean I don't love my body. That just means that I'm always trying to strive to be 1% better every single day. So I've learned how to work with my unique body, mental and emotional health, to create a lifestyle that actually works for me, one that is unique to my body, unique to my needs, and unique to my lifestyle. One that has allowed me to feel confident, energized, and vibrant. And I've taken what I've learned from my health and life coaching certification course, coupled with my own personal experiences and struggles and things I've learned along the way, and the final puzzle piece from investing in the very best mentorship program for myself, to share with you a bit of what I have learned and effectively applied to my life with you today. So let's dig in. Here's what you're going to learn today. You are going to learn why you want to sync your foods with your cycle, the overview of the 4 phases of your cycle, and a simplified process to start meal planning and recommended foods and cooking processes for each phase. And this food looks delicious. So Why do you need to sync your food with your cycle? Why am I like totally nuts over this and shouting from the rooftops that everybody needs to start syncing their foods with their cycle? Why do I feel this way? So as women, we are very unique in the fact that we have an ever-changing cascade of hormones throughout our body, which means that if we eat the same foods day in and day out, we're not taking into account the shifts that are internally happening within our body. So the idea is that by tracking your cycle, you can tune into the hormonal fluctuations that take place over the month, and eat and drink and plan and live your life in order to promote optimum function with these changes in mind. So most of the diet programs, workout programs, way of living is very masculine based on a 24-hour circadian rhythm. We as women do not have that 24-hour circadian rhythm. We have a 28 to say 35-day infradian rhythm. And what that means is that we are not able to show up the same every single day because of what's internally happening within us. This is something that should have been shared with us, years ago before we even hit puberty, but it wasn't. And this is something that should be shared with us from wellness experts and health experts and nutritionists and doctors. They're still not sharing it, which is why I feel it's my job and my duty to share this with you, because it makes a difference, a life-changing difference. So an example is in the first half of the month, estrogen is low in the first half of your cycle. So eating foods that promote and support estrogen may help you feel more in alignment with your body. Sorry, I have my notes so I don't forget everything. So today I want to talk with you and share how to sync your foods with your cycle, which is one of the puzzle pieces to finding and living in more alignment with your womanly nature and enabling your superpowers as a woman. And I want you to see how food can be used as medicine for your body, brain, and hormones. I know from personal experience that food is medicine. It can heal you, and it can pivotally, I think that's how you say it, change you and support you from within. So this strategy, here are some reasons why you want to start syncing your food with your cycle. Better overall health, happier moods, symptom-free periods, enhanced productivity, more creativity, stronger relationships with your VIPs, and then experiencing those natural energy ebbs and flows instead of having to rely on caffeinated drinks or sugar-filled foods, because they give you that like immediate burst of energy. Instead of relying on those, you will no longer need to do that when you start living in rhythm with your and in sync with your cycle. Should have brought water in here. So I want to help you see how you can use food to support your hormones and your biological systems during each phase of your cycle. This is the most effective way to nourish your two biological clocks, and is a gateway to living in tune with your body's inner rhythm, so you can unleash your creativity, reclaim your power, and build momentum in your life. So, you've never heard of them. So I'm sure there are two that most everybody knows about. Excuse me. And that's typically menstrual and ovulation. I know personally, I had no idea what follicular or luteal phase was until about a year ago. And now I'm all about them. I know everything about these phases and how to honor them and eat for them. But anyways, this is going to be a simple, brief overview just of the 4 phases. I do go into more of a deep dive with my one-on-one clients in my new mentorship program. But I also share about it on my Instagram page too, if you want to start checking that out and if you feel like you want to learn more about it. So the first phase is menstrual, and that's when we're bleeding. And this is typically about 3 to 7 days, depending on your cycle. The really cool thing about this is that if you really want to see how healthy your body is, you can actually start not studying, but like during your menstrual phase, looking at the color of the blood that's coming out, and that will let you know how healthy your body is. I'm not going to go into detail about that now, but it's just a little fun tidbit on the side to know about yourself. If you have any questions about it, feel free to ask me. After menstrual, the day after you stop bleeding, you move into follicular phase, which is 7 to 10 days, again, depending on your unique body. And then after that, we move into ovulation, which typically lasts from 3 to 4 days. And finally, followed by everyone's favorite phase, the phase that I'm in now, is luteal. And this is right before your menstrual cycle. This is where you will experience those PMS symptoms. So if you have very severe PMS symptoms, like I used to experience, then this is a strategy that can help you mitigate some of those. So this is, like I said, a very simplistic and brief overview of the 4 phases. I do go into more detail about, the changes that are happening within your body, the foods, the movement, that type of thing in more detail in my Instagram or on my Instagram page. And then also with my one-on-one clients, we do a deep dive of each of these phases and how to create a cyclical blueprint specifically designed for their unique body, their unique phase, and their unique lifestyle so that it fits specifically into, it's a very personalized approach to creating a plan that works for them. So now I'm going to talk about that awesome guide that was sent to your inbox. If you haven't gotten it, please just reach out to me and let me know. I will make sure that you get your hands on it. Let's see where I can move myself. So I am going to share with you just a little overview. In the guide, it gives you specific, proteins, veggies, starches, fruits to eat during each phase. This is just a brief overview of those types of things that you're going to find in there, as well as the recommended cooking method and why you want to be eating those foods and cooking in that way. I do want to mention that it's not about perfection. This is all about permission to get curious and try something new. I am a perfectionist achiever. So if you know anything about the Enneagram, I am an Enneagram 3 followed very closely by an Enneagram 1, which means I like to achieve all the things while also trying to be perfect and doing everything just so. So for me to say that you don't need to eat every single item that's on there, that's a big deal. It's not about being perfect. You need to do and live in a way that works for you and your body and what feels good for you. And that's exactly what I teach my one-on-one clients as well. So during your menstrual phase, this is a time where you want to be eating proteins and healthy fats, warm, hearty cooking methods. So think like soups, chilies, stews, that type of thing. The reason why you want to eat in this manner is it helps keep your energy and mood stable while your brain adjusts to the downshift in your hormones. So eating in this way is also going to help you have a healthier ovulation phase. So if you are looking to get pregnant, this is a way that is going to support you in your ovulation phase. And then we move next to our follicular. Remember, follicular is immediately following your menstrual phase. During this time, you want to be eating fresh, vibrant, light foods and nutrient-dense grains. And you want to be cooking in the way of steaming and sauteing. So you want to do this because these foods will help you feel more energized during this phase when all of your hormone levels are actually beginning to rise. So it takes that into account. And eating in a way that your body can simply metabolize it and not go into overdrive and stress. Then after that, we move into ovulation phase. This is when it's recommended to eat, if you can, a vegan-based diet. When I say diet, I just mean things that you're eating. But again, what I tell my clients is that it's dependent upon your body and what works for you. I know based on my specific body, I am not able to just eat a vegan-based diet because of the way that it affects my blood sugar. So during my ovulation phase, I may have 2 meals that I eat that are totally vegan-based, and then 1 meal has an animal protein. Again, you have to play it with it and see what works best for your body. And that's one of the things that I work very closely on with my clients is developing that awareness and that relationship with their body to trust what it's telling you. So during this time, you want to fill up on veggies and low glycemic fruits. That just means fruits that are not going to spike your blood sugar, that can promote a cooling effect on your body because your temperature is actually rising during this time. So things like, oh, and things that have extra fiber. So like red bell peppers, spinach, tomato, leafy greens, raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, that type of thing. And you want to be cooking in a way that's either raw, steamed, or poached. So things that your body is easily able to digest. During this phase, you have a surge of estrogen. So you need to eat in a way to balance it out and get it out of your body, remove it from your body. These foods will also help ward off estrogen driven symptoms. So that is, some examples are like belly bloat or acne. So if you're prone to hormonal acne, it could be due to an overdominance of estrogen in your system. Or if you're experiencing a lot of belly bloat, that could be a sign of a dominance of estrogen in your system. So that is something that I would work closely with you to be able to kind of balance out and get those hormones back on track. So eating fiber-rich foods will help flush out that excess estrogen. And then finally, you move into your luteal phase. And this is when you want to be eating more nutrient-dense foods that provide more calories because your metabolism is actually higher during this time. I love this phase because I love roasting, I love baking, that type of cooking method. And I also love to eat more complex carbohydrates. So your body actually needs it during this time. So if you're somebody who eats, say you follow like keto or paleo or honestly, I don't even remember all the diets, but if you're somebody that eats extremely low carb or no carbs at all, this is the phase where your body actually needs it. And when you're removing it from your body, you're actually doing it more harm during this phase. So you need those slow burning carbohydrates. I'm not saying to go load up on potato chips or things like that, but like sweet potatoes and quinoa, things like that are going to help you during this phase. Also, it helps to prevent any energy dips because this is the phase of your cycle where your energy is much lower than, say, follicular and ovulation. These foods also help with your ability to poop. Everybody poops. I had to go there. So having fiber-rich complex carbohydrates are going to help you poop better because during this phase, you tend to get constipated due to the rise of progesterone in your body. Fun fact. So I could totally continue to geek out over this stuff, but don't want to overwhelm you with too much in one sitting. So the guide that I sent you is the best resource I use to help me simplify meal planning. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, how I go about meal planning and how this process has really simplified that for me. So in the past, I would just kind of be like, what do I feel like eating? What do I want to eat? And I would end up eating almost the same things over and over and over again, which, I mean, simplicity, it works. But there's other times where I would just spend hours like scrolling Pinterest and only to realize that I wasted like 3 hours looking for recipes and really coming up with nothing that I wanted to eat. So this has simplified that whole process. So how do I go about meal planning? I pull up my guide that's in your inbox and I determine what phase I'm going to be in for that week. I plan for a week. Again, if you're just starting meal planning, this is a little bit more advanced. If you're just starting out with meal planning, you may want to just do like 3 to 4 day increments. Again, I'm not sure where you're coming in this process. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to chat more with you about it. So I take that guide and I determine what phase I'm in, and based on the foods that are there, then I pick my recipes. And I usually look at the proteins because, as I said, I'm the type of person who does need animal protein, and typically I will have animal protein during dinner. So I'll look at that and then I will determine the meals that I'm going to have and the process in which I'm going to cook it. I don't always stick to it 100% to a T. There are other foods that sometimes I'll incorporate, like maybe I'm in luteal and I'll have Brussels sprouts and I will roast them. It is not the end of the world. Again, this is not about perfection. It is about permission to progress and try something new and get curious with what is going to work with your body. So I pick my meals, I plug them into my meal planning sheet, which I'm happy to share with you if you'd like any more of that, which little side tip, if you do want access to my meal planning guide or my meal planning sheet, make sure that you are signed up for my email, which you should be if you registered in this class. Anyways, So one thing that has been really helpful has been to create an ongoing list of meals that we try and that we all like based on my phase. So then when I go to meal plan, I'm like, oh, here's this one. We liked this last time I was in luteal. So let me plug it in again. And it's just like plug and play, super simple, super easy. And simple, like I said, simplifies the whole process. Um, I do meal plan for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Again, if you're just starting out, that's very overwhelming. That's a lot. Start with one. Start with one and work on from there. So, quick overview is pull up the guide, look at the foods, pick your recipes based off of the foods and plug them into your meal planner. And pro tip, save the meals that you like underneath each of the phases so that the next time you meal plan for that phase, you can pull it in and plug it in, taking out a lot of the thought and guesswork in the process. So, by incorporating this new way of eating, you're going to feel better in your body, experience those better periods, harness more natural energy, meaning less caffeine, and start working with your hormones instead of against them. And really, if you're looking to lose weight, this process is going to simplify that whole thing and actually make it enjoyable. So, as our masterclass is coming to an end, I just want to review what we learned today. We learned why you want to sync your foods with your cycle, an overview of the 4 phases of your cycle, and a simplified process to start meal planning and recommended foods and cooking process for each phase. So, that is all great information, and I'm sure some of you will put it into practice. But how often have you attended a free training, webinar, course, or class to feel inspired for, say, a few days and then let it go, never truly effectively applying or integrating it into your lives? I know I have done that, speaking truthfully. And that's because life happens. Working, being a mom, a freaking pandemic craziness ensues on our life. And we go back to what is comfortable, what feels good and easy for us, because that's what our brain wants. It wants to feel comfort and experience ease. So we go to what's easy and what's simple and what makes us feel good inside. But if you truly want to make a positive change in your life, to simplify the process of feeling confident and energized and vibrant, I have a solution for you. So I'm going to switch the slide so you can see what that solution is. So if you are ready to take this to the next step, the next level, like you heard all this information, you're like, give me more, tell me how I can do this. I want to hear about that personalized approach. I want to see how this could work for my lifestyle. My brand new Live Well mentorship program does all of this, and it's just for you. It helps you rewrite those stories that are keeping you stuck. And that's what I was talking about with those thought patterns earlier on that I was having, that endless cycle. Sometimes you're subconsciously having these thoughts that are actually creating your feelings, and your feelings are dictating your actions. And that might be why you're stuck in this rut, or that things in the past haven't worked because they have not gotten to the root cause of why you maybe are experiencing some emotional eating problems, or why you are struggling from some imbalance from within. They don't get to the root. They just give you like the food, the glazed over thing, and tell you, here, this is what's going to work for you. They don't take you into account, the whole holistic you. This program, this mentorship is also going to help you create habits that actually stick. Habits are those things that, they're second nature, and we don't have to think about them anymore. It makes our life really, really easy and really enjoyable and really simple. We have good habits and we have not so good habits. This mentorship is also going to help you, as I mentioned, create a cyclical blueprint to not only align your foods, but also movement and ways that you could socially engage in your life and show up for those VIPs in your life, and know how to ask for what you need during each phase and put up boundaries for each phase as well. And it's also going to help you learn how to take your unique hormonal ebbs and flows and provide you with the right system that is completely personalized to you. One that is, in fact, going to fit into your crazy life as a busy, stressed and overworked mom. And I know that because this is exactly what I've done in my life. And I'm a busy, stressed, and overworked mom. So I will walk hand in hand with you every step of the way. My methodology and approach allow you to live inside your female body, to learn to care for, feed, rest, and move and love her. Getting the results you want by learning to truly tune into what your body needs and what her needs are. Learning that when your body doesn't feel good, to stop, to examine what's going on and start troubleshooting instead of just saying, here, take this pill, this will fix it. When instead listening to what your body is trying to tell you. I will teach you how to actively listen to your body and compassionately respond. You are your best source of knowledge and change. You know what is best for you. You really do. You just need to learn how to quiet all that that noise and listen to her. Listen to what she's telling you. She has so much wisdom from within, and she's expressing and explaining to you exactly what she needs. And after our time in the Live Well mentorship, it'll become second nature to you to understand what's happening in your body and how to support it in the best possible way. And as I already mentioned, no one can know your body as well as you do. I just want to say that this will be the lowest investment price for this mentorship, as it's my first time launching it. This is not my first program that I've ever done. I've had plenty of clients in the past, but this is the first time I'm launching this specific mentorship. So I know how hard it can be to invest in yourselves. I've been there. It's very difficult to overcome that, but I can speak from experience the powerful life-changing impact it can have on your life. I just invested in a mentorship program last year, and it totally transformed my life for the better. Just the act of investing and believing in yourself changes something within your mind. And what it unleashes is unbelievable. And it's so empowering. So I just want to say, if you'd like to hear more about this mentorship, the Live Well mentorship, and determine if it would be a good fit for you, I will be emailing, it should be in this email actually, a very brief survey, which at the bottom or so it says, would you like to schedule a clarity call? And you just want to click yes there. The survey, if you click the yes there, that means that you're saying yes, you want to hear a little bit more about this opportunity and what it can mean for you, and also determining if it is in fact the right next step for you. I'm very specific about the clients that I do take on. So if you're not totally invested in it and willing to put in the effort and belief in yourself. I know that sometimes it's hard to believe in yourself, but I am here to believe in you. Even when you don't, I'll be there with you every step of the way. But I am very choosy with who is able to come into this mentorship. And if we're not on the same page and we don't feel like it would be the right next step for you, I'm going to honestly let you know that. I don't ever take on any clients just to take on clients. That doesn't feel good for me. So I only take on people that I truly feel that I can have a powerful, positive impact on. So there are only 4 spots in this mentorship program. The reason for that is this way I can pour my love, attention, and undivided attention on the incredible women who decide to take bold action and say yes to themselves. When you select for a clarity call now, you will get emailed a special cycle syncing one-on-one training video to take a deeper dive into the different phases, how you can use it to harness your womanly superpowers, and a little bit more. Plus, you are the very first people to know about this mentorship. It hasn't been announced to the public yet, and we'll get exclusive pricing as a thank you for attending this masterclass and booking a clarity call through it. So the oh my gosh, this incentive that I just mentioned is only good for 48 hours. So make sure that you take advantage of that and get your clarity call booked. And then you will get that exclusive opportunity for the cycle syncing training video and then exclusive pricing. So I just want to thank you so much for being here with me today. I truly appreciate you taking the time to watch this. I hope that there are some powerful, impactful takeaways, and I would love to hear from you to hear I would love to hear from you to know what some of those takeaways are for you. If you really enjoyed this, I'm just going to ask you a little favor that if you could share about it on your social media, tell your friends and family about it. And this way I can share this recording with them and pass along this very helpful and life-changing information. So I hope you have an awesome rest of your day. And I look forward to hearing from you all very soon. Take care.